NFL football is back, and we're back on the Big Mountain, where we bring you a fresh take on sports betting focused on the Big Ten and the Mountain West.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. I'm JY. This is my good friend Steve. This is week 2 of the NFL, and we're going to be doing some picks for you. We're going to kind of feature some Big Ten and Mountain West players as we do this. I know Steve has 3 games that he's going to pick. I have 3 games that I'm going to pick. So we're going to let Steve go at it. Why don't you start?
Let's roll right into it, Jay. All right. So my first game, I'm going to go ahead. They came through for me last week, and I'm going to go ahead and take Ohio State's Terry McLaurin and Penn State's Jahan Dotson's Commanders plus 3.5 over the Broncos. They last week they won the game. I think that they could have won by more.
Yes.
There was a couple of mistakes. You know, you have a young quarterback making only a second start.
Yeah.
I think I expect that train to keep on rolling, and I like them plus 3.5 over the Broncos.
Well, the thing that upset me with that, because they didn't beat the spread last week, won the game by 4, but the spread was 7. And what was upsetting, I think, was they could have easily beat, well, maybe not easily, but they could have beat the spread. They decided to, it wasn't Riverboat Ron last week. It was, let's just kind of hide under this rock and make sure we don't get scored on, and we're not going to do anything crazy, and we'll get out of here with a win. That's not going to have you win a lot in the NFL moving forward, but they did get the win, so I'm not going to be too hard on them, but need a little more aggressiveness, I think, out of that team.
Totally agree with you. Now, I will say, in Riverboat Ron's defense, I don't know if you caught what happened at the end of the first half, and they sent the offense out there at the end of the half to try and get some more points, and Sam Howell just butterfingered the ball right to somebody.
Well, he's a rookie.
Who took it right into the end zone to score. So yeah. I can see Ron was probably thinking, you know what, let's just take the win and get the heck out of here before.
Win's a win.
Yeah,
but we need them to beat spreads here on the Big Mountain.
Great teams cover.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That's it right there.
Okay, so moving forward, so my Steelers took a massive butt whooping to the 49ers, who might be the best team in football. But I'm going to go ahead and take them this week. T.J. Watt from Wisconsin, now with my beloved Steelers, plus 2.5 at home against the Browns.
Interesting.
Yes. The Steelers don't lose to the Browns.
Let's hope you're right.
Yes, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers over the Browns.
All right.
And then, so my last week, I went with Saquon Barkley and the Giants.
That's right.
I thought they were gonna beat the Cowboys, and the Cowboys absolutely demolished them. Who had that?
That was crazy
on their bingo card. Yeah. So I look for a bounce back game. They're playing at the Cardinals. I think they're going to go in there. The Cardinals are not a great team. Yeah. I think the Giants are going to want to show, like last week was an anomaly.
Sure.
We're going to destroy this team, and so I think they're going to cover that 5.5 points.
Okay, 5.5.
That's my picks for the week.
Interesting that they, last week the line with the Commanders there was 7. Now it was at Washington, but the line here with the Giants is only 5.5. I would have thought coming into the season those lines would have been flipped.
Yeah.
Right? So I like the line at 5.5 with the Giants on that. So.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into my 3. The first one I have, no real call-outs here for any Big Ten or Mountain West players in this game, but it's a game that I do want to call. A team that won us money last week, and that's the Eagles.
All right.
So the Eagles are facing the Vikings here this week. The line is minus 6.5. I like that line. I was actually on both the Vikings and the Eagles last week. Not only did the Vikings not cover, but they actually straight up lost the game to Tampa Bay.
I didn't like that.
No. And then and the Eagles did cover. So, I'm going to combine those into Vegas or Vikings. Let's continue to struggle here and up and away, fly, Eagle, fly, on to a multi-touchdown win against the Vikings. So, got the Eagles at minus 6.5. Moving on then to the Bills, which of course has Josh Allen from my Wyoming Cowboys, as well as Stephon Diggs from Maryland. So it's fairly local to us, Maryland. So some call-outs there. They're playing the Raiders. The line is minus 9.5. And I had picked the Bills last week. I was feeling obviously very good in the first half about where things were. And wow, that New York Jet defense, oh my goodness gracious, that's something else up in there. I mean, they just took control of that game. And of course, then all the naysayers of Josh Allen came out, and he can't win in overtime, and he's overrated, and da. Okay, fine. Say what you want. I still got the Bills minus 9.5.
So quickly to point out that Jets game with the upset. I don't know if you saw this, but Ohio State's Garrett Wilson, his catch where he one-handed batted it to himself and then caught it with one hand,
fantastic,
in the end zone, absolutely amazing. Elite level stuff there. I've never seen. I've been watching football for 45 years, and I've never seen anything like that.
You're not that old.
I was watching in the womb.
Pre-womb.
Yes, but I've never seen anything like that catch. It kind of, well, Odell Beckham had that amazing catch, but to me this was just as amazing. So just want to give a shout out to an Ohio State player, made a great catch, which they would not have upset the Bills if not for that touchdown.
Absolutely. So yeah, good call out. So the last one I got is the Saints versus the Panthers. Marshawn Lattimore there playing with the Saints, an OSU grad. The Saints are at -3, straight up -3, and I'm going to take them at -3. So I'm taking, for me, all three of the favorites here in these games. So Saints -3 over the Panthers.
Yeah, Bryce Young with the Panthers had a rough start last week, and the Saints with, I think, is Derek Carr, I think.
Carr, yes.
Yes.
Carr.
He's got the experience, and they look like the better team right now. So I like that pick.
Yep, definitely experience. I think hedges towards the Saints here, and they always play well, even when you think the Saints are going to have a rough time of it. They keep chugging along here. So anyway,
now they got rid of Jameis Winston.
That's right.
Interception machine.
That's right. So hey, we're going to go do a quick summary slide for you here, so you can just remind you all what our picks are. All right, well that's going to do it here for the Week 2 picks in the NFL. If you also want to pick college football, we do have picks up for them. That is our focus. Steve likes to pick the Big Ten. Well, not likes to, but he's very knowledgeable in the Big Ten. I'm the Mountain West guy, and we pick pretty much almost every game for Big Ten and Mountain West, so you can check out that if you're looking for some college football bets. And with that, we're going to see you next time on the Big Mountain.